The acts of Hajj are divided into pillars that must be performed, all of them, and it is not valid for Hajj to leave any of them, and no others can take their place. The pillars of Hajj. Hajj has 4 pillars according to the majority of scholars, namely, 1. Ihram, which is the intention to enter into the rituals, according to the words of the Messenger, may God's prayers and peace be upon him. Actions are but by intentions, and each person will have but what he intended, and it has a specific time, and it is the months of Hajj that were mentioned in the Almighty's saying, the Hajj is the months of information, so whoever imposes the Hajj during them, there is no obscenity, immorality, or arguing during Hajj. Al-Baqarah, 197, and also the Ihram has a specific place, and it is the place from which the pilgrim enters Ihram. 2. Standing in Arafat, according to the words of the Prophet, may God's prayers and peace be upon him, the pilgrimage is Arafah. Whoever comes on the night of the gathering before dawn has caught up, narrated by Abu Dawud and others, and what is meant by gathering, Muzdalifah, and its time begins from the waning of the sun on the 9th day of Dhul-Hijjah and extends until dawn day of sacrifice. And it was said that it begins at dawn on the 9th day. Whoever happens to stand at Arafat at this time, even for one moment, has realized the standing, according to the hadith of Irwa bin Madars, may God be pleased with him, who said, I came to the Messenger of God, may God's prayers and peace be upon him, to Muzdalifah when he went out to pray, and I said, O Messenger of God, I came from Mount Tai. I have eaten my camel and exhausted myself. By God, I did not leave a rope without standing on it. Is there any way for me to perform Hajj? The Messenger of God, may God's prayers and peace be upon him, said, whoever witnesses this prayer of ours, and stands with us until we pay, and he stood before that in Arafah day or night, has completed his pilgrimage, and he has spent his utterances, narrated by Abu Dawud and others, wherever he stood in Arafah, that is acceptable, because the Prophet, may God's prayers and peace be upon him, said, I stood here, and all of Arafah is a stop, narrated by Muslim. 3. Tawaf al-Ifada, according to his saying, glory be to him, then let them end their idleness, fulfill their vows, and circumambulate the ancient house. Al-Hajj, 29, and because the Prophet, may God's prayers and peace be upon him, said, when he was told that Safiyyah, may God be pleased with her, had menstruated, is she imprisoned us? They said, O Messenger of Allah, by God, she had overflowed and circumambulated the house, then she menstruated after the overflow. He said, then she should flee, agreed upon, which indicates that this circumambulation is necessary, and that it is a barrier for those who did not perform it, as long as he is alive. That dispute occurred as to the obligation of blood on the one who delayed it after the days of Al-Tashriq or the month of Dhul-Hijjah. 4. Running between Al-Safa and Al-Marwa, due to his saying, may God's prayers and peace be upon him, run, for God has decreed that you should run, narrated by Ahmed. By my life, God has not completed the pilgrimage of one who does not circumambulate between Safa and Marwa, narrated by Muslim. This quest is the quest for Hajj, and it's time for the one who is doing Tamattu after standing in Arafah and Muzdalifah and the circumambulation of Al-Ifada. These are the 4 pillars, entering the state of Ihram, standing at Arafah, circumambulating Al-Ifada, and striving between Al-Safa and Al-Marwa. Hajj is not valid without it, and it is not obligatory to abandon any of it by blood or anything else. It is stipulated that all of them should be put under Ihram, and that Arafah should stand before the circumambulation of Al-Ifada, in addition to performing Sa'i after a correct circumambulation according to the majority of scholars. If you have any questions about the Islamic religion, send it to us, and we will seek the help of God in an accurate search for the answer to your question, and we will send you the correct and accurate answer.
If you like the content of the channel in support of us, subscribe to the Islamic Religion channel, press like and write a comment. Peace.